Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you would like to subscribe, you would be very welcome. Today I just wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff that's been going on and tell you how I've sort of tried to improve what I've been doing and make it better for filming, for me to actually work, and for me to sort of get into the position where I feel creative, because at going back a little bit I sort of stagnated. So I'm just going to work on this and hope that you enjoy this video on looking at my craft room and how I've sort of tried to make it a little bit more of a creative space. So as you know, I've had my niece staying with me, and over Christmas we ended up with 3 massive prams and they all came in here. We had ended up having all the Christmas presents coming into the craft room. People were coming in and actually using the kitchen in here to cook in and do all that sort of thing. My husband and I, we actually have a butler's pantry and we do all our cooking and everything in the butler's pantry. We've not needed to use this kitchen because we've got another oven in our butler's pantry and a small sink, and just because it's just my husband and I, we just use that space and we don't really need to bother with using this kitchen. So that's why we turned it into the craft room. And then obviously we had lots and lots of people here and things sort of got out of hand and I really couldn't move in the craft room. And then I came in and I had all my planning done, ready to do some videos, and I just sat down on the seat and I just couldn't do anything. And I sort of like had some sort of a crafting breakdown. I couldn't move from where I was. There was stuff everywhere around me. I really sort of struggled with what I was doing, and I thought, I just can't cope with this. This isn't working for me. So I came and I started trying to tidy up, and I did one tidy up and I thought it would work and that, but then loads more stuff got put in here with the baby stuff and everything, and my niece is now sort of 90% of the time living here, so with the baby, which is absolutely fine and we absolutely love it, but we had to get so much more stuff for baby things. I mean, we needed a cot and we needed all sorts of other things. Luckily we've got a bed. She's got a big bedroom up there where she can have a double bed and a cot and everything, and wardrobes and everything, so we've sorted all that out. But then that left me in this situation where I just really couldn't cope down in here, because things were just building up in this room. So in the end I thought, right, I will sort this out, and it has taken me a while, but I actually got round to sorting it, and everything now is where I want it to be. I'm going to have to work with it a little bit, and maybe I might have to move things around, because obviously I need to make sure that the things are where I can get them and where I can find them easily. But I'm going to show you around my room. Now, what I used to help me do this is I went on and I did the KonMari method, and I also did the method of Swedish depth cleaning, the gentle art of Swedish depth cleaning, which you'll find videos and that on. But it really worked for me, because I had, let me see if I can show you one. I had rows like this. I know I had 10 rows like that, just in red. I had 4 in this color. I had 8 navy blue and all sorts of things like that. And I thought, even if I live another 40 years, there is no way I'm going to use 10 rows of red cotton like this. This is just ridiculous, you know. And I couldn't, and it took up so many trays and so much space in my room. I thought to myself, this is silly. Somebody else could have this. Somebody else could get benefit out of this, use this, and, you know, start to make something and do something for themselves, instead of me holding on to things which I have got no room to store. So I took that opinion on everything I had, and I went through the room and I thought, let's think how I can make this a better place for me to work. And this is what I've done. So there is a lot of movement. I'm going to move the camera and I'm going to try and keep it as steady as I possibly can. Okay, so the first thing I did was I went through my ribbons, and as you can see, I like ribbons, but you know, how many ribbons do you want? I would say I probably threw away about that much again. I didn't throw them away, it's all gone to charity shops. I've sorted out all my papers. I've sorted out all my trays. That's just telling me I'm doing that's just part of my plan. So I've got all my papers sorted out, all my papers up there. I've got all my trays down there sorted out and labelled. I've got my fabric sorted out, my printer. When you come up here, I've got all my stuff for my ironing and stuff like that in that one. I can now do all my canning and everything. I've got the oven and that for my canning. We've got all the tapes and all the glues in this cupboard here. Over here I have a complete wrapping station with all of the stuff in for wrapping, my bags, and down the bottom I've got paper and pretty bags as well. Up here is all the stuff for my canning, and these are all the jams I just made the other day, so that's all looking great. I've got a couple of wicker baskets on the top for stuff which there's hardly anything in them, but it's stuff which I probably only have out maybe at Christmas time, something like that. I've got my ink stamps in there, all my embroidery up there. I had 3 carrier bags full of embroidery threads I've picked up at charity shops and things, all brand new. So I've bought boxes and I've sorted that. Those are just bits and pieces which I need to go through. It's just things which I've never really used, so I just need to do it, and that box needs to be taken apart. So that is my shelf to work on. I want to go through and see. This is a glass engraver. This is for making blowing through into like felt pen type things. So that, as I say, is for felt pens, and it makes different patterns. This is my computer, and it's quite an old computer, but it does still work. And what I use it for is digital scrapbooking, and I've got all the things on there, and in that box is all the wires and cables and everything I use for that. And then under here in the window, I'm sorry this is going to get a little bit bright, but I've got my guillotine and my scoreboard and my spare mat, and this is where I do a lot of the cutting. I used to do that anyway on this side, so that's not so bad. And my window, I just have a few bits and pieces. I've got some tools in that one, and I've got my paintbrushes in that one. So I had those pots in with my set because I have Eternal Bow in my kitchen. And there is the baby. It's our baby, so as she was, and some beautiful pictures of my cats and my mum's dogs. And then over here in this one, on the top I've got spare tubs, which are always handy, and then down the bottom I've got all my wools and some felting stuff, and then I've got my needles, knitting needles and crochet hooks. We've got all of the papers and bags and things there, which are in boxes which have gone in nicely. This is our second dishwasher. We do have another dishwasher in the butler's pantry, so we don't ever use that one. And in this cupboard I have got, on the bottom is all my wood, which took up the whole of that area there before. And in the top is all my other tools which I don't have out so much, and painting stuff. So that's all in there. Okay, the fridge, again we've got another fridge in the butler's pantry. So, and then up here I've got all of my paints and my shimmer mist, what are they called? Yeah, and those things anyway, and my oil based pastels, sorry. It's up there, so it's all my paints and pastels and that sort of thing in there. So let's just move. And then I have my press and my ironing board, and I know my ironing board is usually out, but I've actually put it away for the time being because we were using a lot of the press. And I got my own beautiful dolls down from out of the attic, and I thought, well, you know, I might as well have them and display them. So they're there. I've got my spare sewing machine here, and then I've labelled everything up with these lovely little labels on what we've got, and I've got lots and lots of spare boxes. I've got my, I think these are perfect pearls, aren't they? I've got a box full of perfect pearls there, a couple of tubs if I want to do stuff, an empty one at the back there. This one is all my chalk paints, and I think those are yeah, that's like just finishing touches, copper and that sort of thing. And then I've got all my pencils, pens, colouring pencils, special paintbrushes and that stuff up there. And then I did that with the Copics, which I really like. And then I've got more boxes which I've labelled this time, so I don't have to go through every box to know what's in them. I've got my Cricut and my Big Shot there. And then I've labelled all of these trays up, and these are all full of really nice things. More boxes labelled. I've got all my threads and all my sewing stuff right beside me, so if I'm sat here on the stool I can just pull this out, and I've got all the things which I use all the time just in there. And I've got all of these things here which are in really good things where I can just grab them and I can see everything that I've got, so I'm really pleased with that. And then here beside me where I'm sitting, I've got my sewing machine, so I can just easily lift it straight over onto my working table. And then I've got all my embellishments down there in the books, and then all my spare folders and more stickers down there. And then when you come over to this one, down the bottom are my free working on trays, which are all ready to go. And then I've got all my embossing stuff, my glitter, my glue and tapes, my Dimenties, glue guns, ACT guns. Oh, that's all Mother Day presents and stuff for Mother's Day. That is all my beads and things like that. And then I've got all my punches and a couple of stencils for making tags. Right in behind, because I wanted it out the way where nobody could get at it, the children, I've put my tins of actual paint. I didn't want anyone getting hold of that. And then on my desk I actually have made an area where I can film and actually take shots of what I'm doing at the moment. And obviously, as you know, at the moment we're working on the kitchen and we're getting the kitchen all prepared, so I'm working on that. And the last thing I got was this lovely little bag which I just got from the charity shop, and it's got all my stuff which I need on the table there out of the way. So I've got all my pens, rulers, everything which I would use all the time. In here I've just got some rubbers and some post-its and things like that. And then in the back I've got more post-its, wipes, and I'm going to keep my scissors in there as well. So that's that. I've got a spare lamp in case I need it. And then I've got another trolley which I bought from Facebook Marketplace. It's got, I kept my glass board on the top of it, sorry. And then I've got, it's got a working board on it, so you can actually work on it. It's really strong and sturdy. It came from IKEA, but I actually was able to get it second hand. So inside it I've put all my polymer clay. So if I'm not feeling well and I want to do a video and I want to do it in my room, I can just move in and do a video using all my polymer clay stuff and keeping it all together. So that is my room tour. So to finish it off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a video one a week on each area of the storage. I'm hoping that if I can get a video so that it will help you if you're doing stuff for your dolls on how to store different things. So I'll try and do one each week so it gives you ideas on what to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.